Get a real job. This is a statement that most Nigerian creatives at some point in their careers have had to deal with, and they felt absolutely disrespected. And this question can be phrased in multiple different ways. When are you going to get a real job? Is that even a real job? You better go and find a real job. Most Nigerian creatives, I'm talking graphics designers, video editors, motion graphics designers, cinematographers, content creators, you name it, about to deal with these questions from friends, family, loved ones, parents, and God help you, your in-laws. In this video, I'm going to be breaking down the concept of a real job and why, in some cases, their reasons might be justified, and what you, as an independent creative, can do, not to change their perspective, but to protect yourself against the justifications of their sentiments. So, without further ado, let's get right into it. What exactly is a real job? When most Nigerians tell you to go and get a real job, they are referring to the more traditional definition of a job: stable, predictable income, social validation, and a clear structure. Picture this: while we were growing up and we were asked what we would like to become in the future, our responses were always doctor, lawyer, engineer, and the likes. And whenever the few odd ones among us stood up and said they wanted to become a musician or a footballer, for example, the reception has always been cold. That means that this sentiment has always existed. Just that the job titles has evolved. Nigerians would consider a job real if it provides stability, predictable income, and a clear structure for progression, which are all of the qualities that independent creatives lack. Most creatives shuffle freelance jobs, one-off contracts, which are notoriously unstable, and most stay at the same skill level for years without any progression. Despite the fact that creative skills are high income skills, most creatives do not have the ability to consistently generate it. And these are the reasons why. Let me tell you a story. Back then, I used to sing. And all I wanted to do was to get into the studio, record my song, and put it out there for people to listen to. I had no understanding about the business of music. And let's say I was able to score that elusive hit song and be popping up everywhere, I would have probably been taken advantage of, or I would have struggled to consistently make a living off my music just because I lacked the understanding of the business of music. Business is hard, and most creatives just want to create and leave the income part to vibes. And this is a red flag. This is why these individuals are called creatives. Their thinking is unconventional, and they usually lack the ability to self-regulate or coordinate themselves. Independent creatives struggle to keep up with timelines, quality outputs, revisions, and working within a team. These are things that usually help establish sustainable sources of income. The market is constantly evolving, and keeping up with the skills relevant in the industry can be frustrating and borderline impossible for an independent creative. I like to call this phenomenon the Buster Scruggs problem. In the ballads of Buster Scruggs, there was a man who had a puppet that he used to take for a show. He had a guy that would take for a show, and during those performances, a lot of people were intrigued initially and people would flock to see it. Then over time, people started getting tired of the trick, especially a good man who was an orator, and in the end, he was replaced with a chicken. In the creative industry, the younger generation would always be hungrier, more talented, and with the right guidance, eclipse the established individuals over time. The obvious example is the music industry. Very few creatives are able to maintain their relevance over a period of time. The Olympic record in the 1900s is an average for a modern day athlete. The concept of a real job starts to hit hard when you start seeing yourself get replaced in the industry that you've spent your whole life in. And the most 2026 problem of all is that you might not even be a human being. It might be AI. I could go on and on about the justifications as to why your creative job is not a real job: credit access, pension, job validation, insurance, and so on. But how about I put you onto something? The saying that if you want to go fast, go alone, and if you want to go far, go with a team. It will not only give you a support system, but give you access to valuable human capital. The moment you start doing well independently, create a business structure around your skill. You can start from registering your business name to renting an office space and constantly educate yourself about the nuances of running a business, invoicing, filing of taxes, CRMs, funnels, and the likes. This may be difficult at first, but this is a definitive way of creating a structure around your skill. This will open you up to more opportunities as clients will start to take you seriously, and the income you generate from your skill will be treated as the proceeds of the business, not just from a side hustle. And this may even open you up to better credits and more government benefits. If running your own business feels a little bit too overwhelming, you can always join a creative agency. One of our goals when we started Relix Core was to create a structure for creative talents, not just to develop their talents, but to be able to earn consistent, sustainable income from their skills. This means provision of resources and training essential for growth, a pipeline of commissioned projects, the structure to enforce discipline and consistent quality control, all while being able to maintain their own individual brand. Being part of an organization like this ensures stability and a clear structure. Perception is not something that is just going to change overnight, especially when there are valid concerns. Your goal as a creative is not to get offended or try to change people's minds when these concerns are brought up, but to understand that these concerns are valid and find a way to protect yourself against the consequences of their concerns. So, that will be all for today. And if you've made it this far, you are awesome. And don't forget to like and share this with a creative who might need this. I'll be sharing helpful tips and insights on the business of creativity. So don't forget to subscribe to this page. Until then, see you in the next video.